morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told how to voice the radio. So today, we need to take a look at some reprints. You see, I told you the other day about some possible reprints. Well, one real and one possible. And I told you I'd have an update for you if and when I could find some information. Well, I found some information, and this is very good news. Not only that, of course, but let's not forget there is another reprint coming which I can tell you about as well. Now, just as a quick side note before we get going properly, the Eevee VMax boxes, your Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, these are still being reprinted. They've been spotted all over the US over in Walmart. I did give you this warning before, but let me repeat it now. Please remember that the European boxes are actually different boxes to the American ones. The American boxes or North American boxes, they actually have one more pack, and they have a coin as well as the badge. So that means that a reprint is actually, because they are different design products, that is actually meaning that they're very much less likely to be worldwide. They could legitimately just be US only. For what it's worth, I've not actually seen these anywhere around Europe. I have only seen these being reprinted in the US, which is, I mean, awesome for you guys in the US. I'm genuinely delighted for you. Little bit sad for me, honestly. I wouldn't mind grabbing some of these, but as it stands at the moment, it seems like a US-only thing. The good news is it is still going. Now, they are still being scalped, unfortunately. People are buying them and trying to pretend that they've had them all the way along, and they do seem to be selling for far more than they should be, which is making me really sad, but at least they are out there. So, I mean, look, firstly, check your local Walmart, especially seem to be having them. But secondly, buy them because you want them. I've been seeing so many people over on Facebook that have got two of each of them trying to sell them for $70 each. And it's like, mate, we know what you've just done. Don't be that person. Nobody likes that person. There we go. Now, the one I was unsure of the other day was the Celebrations reprint of both the Dark Sylveon V and Lance's Charizard V-Boxes. Now, I was sent this by one person who said, hey, I've seen this at my local Walmart. Might be something to think about. And I put a call out in my previous video and I said, right, ladies and gentlemen, has anybody else seen these? Now, I thank you to the lots and lots of people, huge amount of them, basically said, yeah, we've seen them. They are coming. We have got confirmation. They are here. And this is weird to me. Now, it does seem to be a proper reprint, rather than just kind of a little bit of extra stock, because it is coming around everywhere. And I've heard that actually some of the booster packs in them are, because remember, these have regular boosters and Celebrations boosters. I've heard that some of the booster packs in these are actually different boosters than they had last time, and it is a proper reprint. And this is weird to me, because Celebrations was over. Like, there was a really big thing about Celebrations being a year-long thing. And, you know, I showed you this before, but over on the Pokémon Center in the US, over on the website, they literally had banners saying, hey, we're stopping this. And then they were saying, look, we're not selling Celebrations anymore. And even after that, now what is kind of interesting, the Pokémon Center UK never actually ran out of Celebrations. The Pokémon Center UK has been kind of chugging along with Celebrations for a little while now, and if I actually have a look, as I'm recording this video, Celebrations is still actually there. Like the Dragapult Prime Collection, the Pikachu V Union Collection, and the Pokémon Center exclusive Elite Trainers box, not the regular one, the Pokémon Center exclusive, they are all in stock and ready to go. Now, every other product, including, interestingly enough, these Dark Sylveon and Lance's Charizard GX boxes, are either showing as out of stock or are just not coming up when you search at all. But those three products are actually just there. And that is extremely weird to me. Now, over on the Pokémon Center USA, this is not a thing. Let's be clear. There is no Celebrations that is in stock there at the moment. Celebrations has been gone from the US Pokémon Center for a while. I don't really know why the discrepancy, between the US and the UK in this regard. Doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me, but there's a very good chance that it's just something very simple like the UK just brought a lot of stock in and haven't sold it all. And the reason they've got exactly 3 products remaining is because there are exactly 3 things that haven't sold out yet. It could literally be as simple as that. But if you try buying Celebrations on the Pokemon Center US, you are going to be very disappointed. Every single Celebrations product is either showing as out of stock, or it is just not showing up at all when you search. But exactly the V-Boxes, and only the V-Boxes, can be found over in Walmart. I don't know why. But the thing is, and I showed you this on the picture the other day, it's not just that they've got the boxes, but they've actually got the big kind of standees coming in here as well. So they're in their own little display, which is kind of awesome. And look, my advice to you guys is really simple. Celebrations is an awesome set. If you want Celebrations, run, ladies and gentlemen, run like the wind. This isn't going to last. Celebrations at this stage, it's supposed to be over. We're not supposed to have Celebrations at this stage. We were told it was going to be a year. There were, literal announcements on the website like, yo, dudes, it's gone. And it's still hanging around in the UK, but it's been gone in the US for a while. And now, all of a sudden, it's back. And that's kind of awesome, honestly. And I am absolutely loving this, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely loving this. So yeah, this is something to get a little bit excited about. And what's really cool, if we go and have a look at the sold listings over on eBay at the moment, like $23, $50 for the pair. Like, time you take away fees and postage, this is basically just bargain for retail. These boxes are just out there, and that is awesome. But what I tell you is exactly the same thing I've been telling you all along. We don't have forever. This won't last. You won't just be able to go and pick these up as and when, so go get them now. And maybe, this is your last chance. We know there are a couple of cards in the set that really have jumped up in terms of price. We know that in the main set, there's only really one card which has attracted a whole bunch of value, and that is, of course, the Gold Mew. And then we know in the Classic Collection, although a lot of them have ended up moderately cheap, things like the Umbreon and especially the Charizard have ended up being, shall we say, not as cheap as they could be. But reprints are good, both for, making it easier to find these cards, but also bringing the price of the singles down. And you will notice that Gold Mew has actually been falling pretty steadily. In the past year, it's gone from like a $65 card down to a $35 card. But you'll notice there is that little dip there that happened a few days ago when these reprints started becoming kind of a big thing. And no, I don't think that's a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is a very good thing. And look, Charizard is gonna Charizard, right? That's what Charizard does. And weirdly enough, in the past couple of days, Charizard has actually seen a bit of a jump, which is a bit annoying. But even that card has gone from $112 a year ago down to under $70 now. So these cards are being more available. But I'm going to tell you what I always tell you with this kind of stuff. It doesn't last. And in a couple of years' time, this set is going to be gone. And when this set is gone, these cards like the Mew and the Charizard, they are going to be jumping up in value. You have been warned. But the last restock that's coming, we've had word from our friend the lovely Primal Lugia, and essentially what happened was that we've now had confirmation that there is going to be a reprint of Pokémon Go over in Japan. Now, this is actually very, very interesting and very, very relevant. Now, we don't know how big this restock is going to be, and we don't know exactly when it's coming around. We've got a listing of late October. But you'll notice that Celebrations is your special set, and Pokemon Go is your special set. And we had a situation in Japan, it kicked off with VMax Climax, That was a big thing. And over here, we had a big thing with Shining Fates. They weren't the only ones, they're just examples. And they were sets where on release, they went stupid. And trying to get hold of these cards for anything remotely like retail was basically impossible. And then Pokemon kept printing. And then Pokemon kept printing. And then Pokemon kept printing. And the price came down. In the UK, you can still casually go and buy an Elite Trainer box of Shining Fates for 20% below RRP. They're supposed to be $52.50. You can pick them up for 40 quid, not that difficultly. That's a phrase, right? Point is, they ain't that difficult to find, which is amazing. And now they seem to be doing a similar kind of thing with celebrations. And over in Japan, they did it with VMax Climax, where they printed it into the ground and tanked the value, and it was hilarious. That has only just stopped being super duper easy to find over in Japan for retail. And now they seem to be doing a similar thing with Pokemon Go. Now, I've not heard of many Pokemon Go restocks over here, because why would I? We still actually haven't got the Dragonite box. That Dragonite Premier Ball collection, at least in the UK, it got delayed. That still hasn't actually made its way out over here yet. So we're still very much in the release window for Pokemon Go. But you got to think that's going to happen again. And if we look ahead, I told you yesterday, a couple of days ago, about V-Star Universe, which is going to be a mini set coming out in Japan in December. And it's going to be coming out for us almost certainly in January. Go check that video for my reasoning and why I'm absolutely convinced that's true. So that's another set which is probably going to be amazing and everybody's going to love it. And this is just more proof, if anyone needed, that actually, yeah, we are not going to have the same kind of thing we had with early Shining Fates or early VMax Climax. What we're almost certainly going to have is... oh, yeah, it's just available. And I'm not saying it's going to be perfectly available from day one everywhere, but I am absolutely saying that over time, it's just going to be reprinted until there's no problem. So, yes, the Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon boxes have been reprinted. That's wonderful. Yes, that Celebrations reprint is legit and is around the US and everywhere. And yes... Pokemon Go has been confirmed to be reprinted over in Japan, and yes, this bodes very, very well for the future of these reprints, and I'm just into it, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely into it. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. I want to know how excited you are. I want to know if you're picking any of these up. I want to know, honestly, anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon Go, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts to answer all of your questions, join a Discord to chat with us, have a lot of fun, and get shout-outs like the lovely Kiridan, who has been one of our supporters for a while now and is a very lovely person. So thank you to Kiridan for being lovely. And, well, for support, being a lovely person, means a lot. Thank you very much. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.